Welcome back. We are on day 16 and Proverbs 16. Now, I have to tell you, this one is a little tricky for me because you are finding my favorite proverb today. I've got more notes and highlights and sticky notes in this chapter than probably anywhere else in the Bible. And I think as you read it today, you're going to learn why. There's so much goodness. There are so many little nuggets in this chapter that I couldn't possibly do all of that in the short video that I have for you today. So we're going to pick out one thing that I think is really, really important. Let's read Proverbs 16, verses 1 through 4. To man belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. All a man's ways seem innocent to him, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. The Lord works out everything for his own ends, even the wicked for a day of disaster. In the Passion Translation, verse 1 says, go ahead, make all the plans you want, but it's the Lord who will ultimately direct your steps. Then in verse 9, it tells us, in his heart, a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. I think as I am a planner, okay, I will tell you all, I like to make plans. I like to plan things. I have checklists. I have all of it. But it would be prideful of me to believe that my plans are more important than the Lord's. But that's exactly what we do all the time on a daily basis. We believe that the way we have things planned is more important than what the Lord has planned. And so we get all bent out of shape when things don't go the way we planned, when things in our life take a turn and don't go the way we expected. But what it tells us in verse 18 is that pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. In the Passion Translation, it says, the higher you lift yourself, the harder you're going to fall. The more we lift ourselves up, the more of a fall there is going to be at the end. So as we are making plans in 2025, this is something that I had to surrender to the Lord several years ago. I would get to the beginning of a new year and I would make all these big plans and big goals, and I'd have my word for the year and I would have all this stuff. And several years ago, the Lord said, I want you to lay it all down. No goals, no word for the year. I want you to seek me every day for what I have for you. I want to encourage you. Lay your plans at his feet. Verse 25 says, there is a way that seems right to a man. All of our plans, all of our things that we established for the year and the stuff that we're shooting for and aiming for, it might seem right. But in the end, it says it leads straight to death. There is a death that has to happen to our plans, and it is putting our old self to death. It is putting our ways at the feet of the cross, crucifying, if you will, our plans and our things that we want to happen. In Colossians, I was just reading it this morning, and it was talking about, we have to put to death our old ways. It says, for you are included in the death of Christ and have died with him to the religious system and powers of this world. Don't retreat back to being bullied by the standards and opinions of religion. These are the doctrines of men, for they may appear to possess the promise of wisdom in their submission to God. But it is actually nothing more than empty rules rooted in rituals. We have to put to death the things that give the appearance of wisdom, the things that look like the right way, and submit those all to the Lord this year and every year and in every season. It's not just about this transitional time. It's about making this a lifestyle, a habit of submitting my plans to the Lord and saying, Lord, do what you will with this. These are all yours.